Hey guys, Cody here, and I'm coming back with another Fabrication Friday update video on my custom built stainless steel gas tank for my monster mower. So, as you can see, I've got the gas tank pretty much all the way welded up. I have this side left to do, and I have this side left to do, and I also need to put a top on it. Now, the reason I haven't put a top on it yet is because I need to go ahead and make a few holes in it so I can get a fuel outlet, a gas vent, and a way to fill the tank. And I'm afraid if I go ahead and weld the top on, if I do any type of drilling or cutting, all this metal dust and shavings and all that will go into the tank and then cause issues later. Now, the way I'm going to do this is, since this is an all stainless steel tank and stainless steel tubing is kind of expensive, I went to Tractor Supply, picked up a couple sets of 3/8 by 1.5 inch hex cap screws, bolts. So my plan is to go ahead and take these over to the metal lathe. I'm going to turn down the threads to where a fuel tube can fit right over top of them and zip tie on. And then I'm also going to drill a hole all the way through the bolt so the gas can travel through it. And then we'll take this freshly made fuel nozzle and weld or drill a hole in the tank and then weld into the position, so then you can just plug my fuel up. I plan on doing this with both the vent and the outlet, and then we'll have to figure out something else for a fuel fill on the tank. But after I get that made, then I'll go ahead and finish and close off the top of the tank. But need to get rid of that, go ahead and mount up my stuff. Since I'm running stainless, I'm going to go ahead and run it with a carbide bit, but this one still, it's not sharp, but it'll do what I need it to do. And it's not going to be too bad what I'm doing, so let me go ahead and get this set up, and then I'll catch you guys here in a sec. Alright, so the worst part about cutting a bolt after you get past the threads is basically pretty smooth because it's pretty much just another piece of bar stock. Alright, so I just got my two bolts turned down to where they now will work as fuel hose connectors. It'd be helpful if I had another set of hands. But see, this is also the reason why I didn't want to weld the top in, because now I have all these metal shaving crud in here that I need to get out. So I now have my vent hole and my fuel drain hole. Alrighty, so far what we got done on the tank is we have the 4 sides welded. We have the inlet and outlet for the fuel made, and the 2 holes in the tank drilled. Now we need to actually make a fuel fill. The way we plan on doing that is I stumbled across this piece of stainless steel in the scrapyard, and it conveniently actually came with a top and a good body to work with. It's a huge chunk of stainless, which is exactly what I need for making a stainless steel gas tank. So now we just need to probably cut it in half and go ahead and make a hole inside the tank for this to mount up to, weld this on, and the problem is that if we cut that at a 90 degrees, then it's going to stick straight out, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get it to turn a little bit to where I can cut an angle on it with our saw. Our saw doesn't actually, you're not actually able to move the vise any, so we're going to have to play with it a little bit and see if I can get an angle on it. But I'm going to go ahead and try and set that up real quick and get this moved out. Alrighty, so I've been scratching my head for about the last 15 minutes trying to figure out how I'm going to mount this stupid piece of metal into the saw so I can cut an angle on it. I struggled and I used several different pieces of metal to try and make little wedges. And eventually I found these little weird things that have a little half moon in them, little concave. And they actually are holding this thing in. Well, I just knocked it out, but once I get a little bit tighter, they hold it in pretty secure. It's stainless steel, so I'm going to end up running the saw on its slowest setting, which I think it's already set up for that, and use a lot of oil to try and cut it. It's going to take me a while. But you do what you got to do. Hopefully I'll get this done here in a minute. So this is the bottom of the gas tank. This is the top. The spout will go on with it facing towards the top. So I got to figure out where I want to put it and how I want to cut this out. I don't know if I want to put it too high because then it might hit the back of the cub. So I might drop it down to about, I don't know, there or so. Got to make sure it looks like it's in line. And what I think I'm going to do is draw a Sharpie line around the gas tank so I know where the outside edge is. And then I'll look at drawing maybe a line around the inside so I can go and figure out a way to cut it out and then weld this right there so the gas can flow through. Now, I know putting it farther down will make it to where I can't put as much gas in. So I'm really at a dilemma here. I can put as much gas in until it reaches the vent, and I can put as much gas in until it overflows. And right here, it's pretty much in line with the vent. So I think I'm going to do it about right there. And should I do it in the center of the tank, or should I do it off to one side? That's the real question I'm wondering. I'm thinking line it up with the center of the tank. I think that would look pretty good, don't you? Alright, so I put a microfiber that I've drenched in water in the bottom of it to hopefully catch all the sparks that are going to come off the backside of this when I'm plasma cutting. I don't actually know if microfibers are like nylon or cotton or whatever, so I'm hoping it won't catch fire. Like I said, I drenched it in water, but we'll see when I get done with this. Probably kind of one of these hoping for the best situations. Again, I'm not wearing safety glasses right now because if I do, when I'm under the hood, they fog up real bad. But anyways, let's go and get started on this. Alrighty, so I gotta say, it's not the prettiest looking hole, but for what I want it to do, it will work. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and clean up some of these lines a little bit and go ahead and probably throw away this microfiber. It looks like it is done for. Actually, it actually held up pretty good, but I'll go ahead and toss it. It was an old one anyways. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this hole up, clean the outside of the metal, and then go ahead and tack weld this right in. But anyways, I have a center mark that I just kind of guesstimated with. That kind of lines up there. Now, it looks pretty centered to me. I don't know what you guys think. So now I'm just going to go ahead and tack weld this in place. And then if I like it, I'll go ahead and weld it in. Alrighty, so if I can get over the fact that it looks like someone threw up all over my welds, I think I got this one pretty much squared away. The TIG at least has good color in it. I've already checked the fit up against the monster mower, and it looks like it'll do just fine. So now I just got to go ahead and put in the 2 nipples for the gas lines to hook up to, and I'm going to also go ahead and put in a drain hole. Hey guys, so I'm probably about to call it a night. I've been at it since, I don't know, 7:30 or so, and it's about almost 12. So things I've done is I've made my bolts into the fuel vent, the fuel out, and I went ahead and cut and made my fuel filler cap. So altogether, the welds don't look the best, they don't look the worst, I don't think they'll leak. And let's go ahead and flip this over real quick. The tank is kind of warm. Alright, so that's what I got. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is next episode or next week or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and weld the top on, weld a drain in, and finish welding up the couple of the sides that I have left, and go ahead and make a mounting bracket. Put it in the monster, fill it with gas, and go ahead and drive and see if it actually holds gas and doesn't leak. But that's all I got for you for this episode. Catch me next week on another Fabrication Friday. I'm going to go ahead and say good night, y'all. I'm tired. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like down below. Comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. But that's it for you guys. Catch you next week. See ya.